And a very welcome to Mzansi Voice, the Green Table. I'm your boy Mponuku, and Mzansi Voice is the channel there on YouTube. Like, subscribe, and view. We wanna know what did you do for Mandela Day, as it was the 18th of July 2024, as today is the 19th of July 2024. What did you do? Did you go out there and give out food? Did you go out there give blankets? Did you go out there clean the homes and everything? Take banako krechi or whatever that you served? And also, I'm not going alone today. We are sponsored by Mahwantul Still Herbal Medicine. There we are for a healthy living, healthy lifestyle. I'm joined by these two guests, Samawani, and it's very interesting because I was with them on my podcast. Today, I'm gonna introduce you again, my lady. Sibongile Khalo.
Hello, Mzansi Voice viewers. My name is Bongile Khalo, well known as Bongi.
Thank you. None other than that, also joining us into the studio, none other less, I don't know whether should I call you commander or comrade but I will just today will introduce you like a political analyst. Ntatemulifi Cheese Mudidwe. Welcome, Abudi.
Thanks for having us today again, in the Green Table. We appreciate that with another topic for the today.
Okay, guys. Today's topic is on fire, Sbongile. We are talking government national unity. What is it that you understand about the government national unity?
Government national unity. Understand that we should be united.
Yes.
I understand that all the political parties should come to one understanding, one ideology. But then now, okay, let me just leave it there and we'll get back to it.
Abishizi, going back to the democratics, I don't know, going back to my research, it was said that in 1994, South Africa set some strengths to fight non-racial and sexist democratic rights in order for South Africans to have a better life. And there were coalitions before in 1994. But come 2024, the government national unity comes back again, differently. Remember that the first time the government national unity happened in 1994, it was for the apartheid era to bring back the freedom and democracy, right? Hence those parties were there, including I don't remember, it was the FF, Freedom Fund something. That party, that party of the whites, and with the ANC as well, to the releasing of Nelson Mandela. You understand? Yeah, so right now we're talking current situation, 2024. We've been seeing on the local TVs, the media, it has been saying that some of the parties have joined, some of the other parties said no.
No, thanks, Mpo. What I can say, although even I refer to the statement of the 7th sitting of the parliament yesterday from the president.
Yes.
And when we check again, it was not new, this. Before it was happened, but it was not open that it's a government of national unity. It was speak through to the, I can say maybe to the 1994. If we check now, and you check even the parties now are part of a government of national unity. Those parties are not part of it now. Are those parties that they see that in these 30 years, that non-racial and non-sexist democratic, it was not work for them.
Yes.
So that's why they decided that they will not be the part of this one.
Yeah.
Because they see it, one I can say, the constitution, it was not speaking to them. And what they promised to serve the people of South Africa, it was not happening. Because I'm saying this, if you can check, the way these parties, 6 parties that they formed that government of national unity.
Yes.
The same ANC, in this marriage, he left those parties that they were serving the ideology, the political ideology, policy. That speaks the one language.
Yes.
And those parties, they decide not to be part of this. Although if you check in this parties are here, I can maybe mention like your IFP, your DA. Those parties, if you can refer back, those parties they were working together from the past.
Yes.
So if you can check here, This one, I can say in my analysis, it's a fake government of national unity.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sibongile. Yeah, that's facts. Cheese. Sibongile. 60% parties will arise at the GNU, and then to ensure that the stability and peace in South Africa, right? And then what we wanna know is that majority of the parties, as it said, no to the Government National Unity Agreement, the consensus. They had more percentage, like the MK, for instance, which is number 3rd. They said, highlighting from Malema's statement, said, we want you, the ANC and us, the EFF, only to form this Government National Unity, except other parties. Yeah. And the ruling party said, no, we can't agree to that. We want a collective of parties. Only to find out it's only like 5 or 6 of those parties that have joined the Government National Unity. And the remaining declined with the thing. What I want to know from you is that this marriage, the Government National Unity, do you see it collapsing, or do you see it building South Africa and bringing that change that we want? Because quoting from Herman Mashaba from Action SA said, this one, from Malema actually, he said, this one we are only giving it 2 to 3 years. It's going to collapse. Waste of time. What do you as Bongile Kalu say about the Government National Unity?
Well, personally, you're saying personally. Personally, I feel.
Yes.
You said personally, right? You even quoted
personally.
Me. Personally, I feel ukuthi lento lenge isebenza.
Why?
Why? Because remember I spoke about the ideology.
Yeah.
I spoke about the principles of it. Yeah? Firstly, let's talk about there are. Yesterday, I mentioned the parties that could actually work together. Remember, I mentioned ACT. I mentioned MK. I mentioned MK. I mentioned EFF. Remember from yesterday's podcast. The reason why I'm saying that is because how hopola handle EFF is all about land.
Yeah.
And MK is about changing.
Yeah.
It's about the change. And then when you look at everything that we have now, né? Let's talk the ANC. Let's talk about the jobs. Do we have jobs that were created?
No.
All that we know is that we had Mapanya Panya. Mapanya Panya. Remember?
Yes.
And Mapanya Panya. Remember now, when we talk ANC, we're talking about national.
Yes.
Not one province.
Yes.
But Mapanya Panya. Okay.
Provincial.
Provincial. Gauteng fela.
Yes.
Why would abe Gauteng fela if we're talking about globally, like South Africa as a whole? If we're talking about South Africa, why would ebe Horuna fela? Why should it be Gauteng fela? Eskaba, Free State, any other province, all the other provinces. And then now, remember in the ruling party, or it is the Mapanya and Mapanya as a province, which is Gauteng province only. Okay? What about all the other provinces? Kiona, the first question. And then the second question is that now that job creation, the ruling party spoke about the job creation. Which jobs are they referring to? The PWP.
Yes.
Are they talking about what are those jobs? What is it actually? Which job did you open? And then remember, there was something called Nasispani.
Yeah, I remember.
How many individuals or how many youth people do you know that are saying Minang Toli Spani under Nasispani? Nkele Mapanya. So we spoke. I just like it was just
enlightenment.
A nutshell.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. This is what's happening. And then okay, fine. Now that we're back on the drawing board, né? We spoke the jobs. Do they address the land? Remember the land. Rona, we are the kids of the soil.
The sort of the soil. Yeah.
Okay. So then, land who can actually tell us what land by in. Now that the EFF, or now that the what's this PHC, the ASAPO, the Act, even the MK, they're speaking of land. Remember now, I've told you these parties. If you're talking about government of national unity, we should be saying they are all together, working together unitedly.
Yes.
And then if the president is going to take out a speech, he should be talking about, he should be saying a speech that says what we spoke about as the political parties. This is what we are talking about. This is the action plan that we are heading towards. But then all that we're hearing is that President Malema has just said that no, this speech was
long said,
like February. So then remember February they were still ruling, and then now we are united. Why should I oppose you if we're working together? Isn't it that whatever that you have to say on the podium, I have to be first-hand known? I have to know it before you can actually say it. Because now it would be in the plan, I would be having it here in front of me, and I would be saying big up. Again, instead of me saying no, when you are talking this, you are saying that, you spoke about that in February, you've said this, you've said that. Why can't I say, because now we are united, now we are married, again, in community or property, how do we raise this baby?
So she's, tell me, from the 7th parliamentary sitting yesterday, there was where the Malema stood up and said, Cyril, in your statement that you said a long time ago in 2018, you're still repeating the very same things. We didn't hear you economic factors changes, job creations that you said the ANC is going to create this certain million of jobs, only to find out like more of unemployment youth is over that amount. Ne? And coming also to the land, they didn't mention about it, and health-wise institutes about what's going to happen with the land, the energy, the greenhouse energy things was not mentioned. So, do you guys feel like as South African we must be worried because most of the key factors that are affecting the society and people living around the societies, they were not met? You know, to you, Cheese, I would ask you one question: Do you think the constitution is being amended?
No. You know, what I can say about the 7th sitting yesterday, I think the statement of the president of the EFF, yes, he was correct. Yeah. If you can remember all the SOBA, State of the Nation address, there was no
similar speech.
Similar speech. And there was where, if you were listening carefully, it was edited.
Yeah.
And what I can say to you, this is a setup.
Yeah.
This marriage is going to collapse. Because if I fail to do something when I was alone and I was doing 50+1, how can I make it now with other parties that can even... and we know very well that the ANC ideology and policies of the ANC and DA, there was no more they will meet or wherever can be the same. They will always fight again. That's where the problem will started. And now the DA has got a chance to fight the ANC because now this is in the agreement.
Yeah.
It's not like before that the DA fighting that side.
Like
and if you check those parties, those who disagree to be part of this marriage, if you can check the percentage that ANC get in the marriage with these parties, six parties, you check the percentage with that all those parties, those who disagree to get in the marriage. The percentage is supposed maybe to make a 70%.
Yeah.
We can say that we're speaking about two-thirds majority. Where you can change, and it goes back to the word of Bongi. That's why yesterday we can say that now when you speak about the land, you speak the language of the people on the ground.
Yes.
Not even if you can hear the president yesterday when he speak about the land, he touches and he moves. He lives it. So it shows that it seems the South Africa we still going to have the other 5 years that will end the 30 years that it was never served the people of this country. So, but if I'm checking and analyzing the statement of the General Secretary of the ANC,
Mr. Malula.
from the Clement Manyatela's interview.
Yeah.
Firstly, he said there were no more, you'll see the ANC working with the DA.
Exactly.
The DA and the ANC is water and oil.
Yes.
But when he returns again, now he returns saying that they will work together for the sake of the people of South Africa.
Yeah.
And if you check, yes, I can agree with you that in the Grand Coalition where they started to engage other parties, those who disagree with them,
Yes.
they say it's a Grand Coalition.
Yeah.
That way EFF and MK, they were clear that, yes, we work with you, not others.
Yes.
And they were clear that not with DA.
Yeah.
And ANC, even in these policies, they still have that policy, that land. That makes the EFF to be today, because it was the policy that come from with the ANC Youth League. That makes Malema to be expelled from
the ruling party.
Yes, because they were pushing that that policy, that policy must be implemented and must be run. That way, the on-sitting president and the Hanekom, they decide that these boys must go with the. So that's why they said they will never get in the marriage with the EFF and the MK, because they are clear with the issue of the land. They are clear with the issue of the change of the black people in the South Africa.
Bongs.
Yeah. Again,
Yeah.
like I said, yeah. Right now, the president, they're saying they're in the GNU, right? If you're in marriage with someone or in the GNU with someone, how come do you say a speech and say things that I myself wanted to come and put an input within that, and say we are in marriage? That was your speech in the ANC while you were still ruling in February. Still the same year, remember? In February, that was before the elections. In early speeches, I say. And then again, they transformed from being a ruling party to being in the GNU. You're still coming with that.
So you guys think that this is all mediocre? If maybe Sbongile, the African National Congress and the Democratic Alliance, or with the MK, the Umkhonto Wesizwe would have gone for a coalition for a GNU, would have been fair and good to serve the purposes of the people. Or if maybe most of the people are opposing because the ANC decided to go on a coalition on a GNU with the DA.
I remember very well. If the ANC, remember, I can't remember which president has said those words, right? But it's between, I'm not sure well, you can remind me. If it's not the EFF's president, the ACT president, and the MK president, I can't remember properly who said those words. They said the ideology and the principles of the ANC now, it's very different from the ANC then. That's why they left this ANC. Because if it was still that ANC, they should have been still in the ANC. So if your kids are moving out of the house, you should be worried.
Yeah.
You should be worried. Because now, remember, when we talk, we should be sitting down. If someone again you said this, then you can correct that person and say no muto ha. But the parliament today showed us man, but how and then here's Mackenzie saying, hey,
yes, they won't talk those
things with me.
Not especially with me.
I'm going to make sure soccer is played everywhere, people can see it, even the poor or the old.
Yeah.
How will the poor get the privileges of watching soccer if they are unemployed without land?
Yeah, that's true. So it's like,
what are you saying?
So it's like 6 parties have pledged only to support the National Health Insurance Act. on the GNU.
Yes.
6 of them. They've pledged. So there was a pledge. Yeah. Only 2 acknowledged the National Act, the National Health Insurance Act. So then now the National Health Insurance Act is worried. Out of the 6, only 2.
Yeah. Let's go back to our statement, Mpo, when we say this is a fake. And you can check even the PAC, the last party to join the GNU. It was the party that since from we grew up, we know this is a party that speaks
Israeli to Africa.
That makes Boso Bukwe to left the ANC in the Freedom Charter when they say the soil of the South of the Africa belong to those who live in this.
Yes.
But the Sobukwes, they decide that no. This is an African soil for the Africans.
Yeah, actually they said, let me just put an input. They said the land belongs to those who work it. They never said land belongs to South Africans. They said those who work it.
Yes. And that's why PAC, it was clear. It was clear with this. So, if you can check now, that's why Bongi said about this other smaller party like your EFF, the child goes out in the house. The same as if you check the PAC loses its content.
Yeah.
It's no longer the
PAC that
we lose.
Yeah.
If you can check the PA, what Chuna Mackenzie was preaching is no longer preaching now after he was appointed
as a minister.
Yes. And I can say to you, the statement of the Secretary General of the ANC, I disagree with that statement, that when he say the cabinet will always take the decision, not in the ANC, not in the DA space. Because now, in that time, you said you have majority. Look, if you can check the ANC in the seats, they have those seats, I can say 159.
Yeah.
Lesser seat than before.
Yes.
And they know before when they get in the parliament, it was a majority rule vote. But now, how can you go in to do it? Because the DA will say, let us go to our agreement.
Yes.
What our agreement said. That was, as we say in the statement of the president yesterday, was edited so that in future, it will be a kickback to the president again to hit him back. And I'm agreeing with my neighbor that 2 to 3 years, this is going to collapse. And it was embarrassing to hear the president said that they opened the jobs of EPWP and for the people to take a skill development. How can you say as someone who ran after the track of municipality, it's a skill development? Or someone who sweeps the street, you said, that was its embarrassment statement.
Yeah,
and that statement, it was not, it was not a statement that he made it alone. It was edited so that they're going to be doing the statement that you are the one who was addressing the nation. We are here now. Implement what you said, and we are waiting for you to implement that.
Yeah.
And then make sure that they deal with the president. That's why I'm saying this marriage, it will never last. And here it's a long walk of freedom, because those parties that are not in the marriage, you must never say they are resting. That way,
they are not resting.
They are not resting.
They are cooking something.
They are cooking something.
Yeah. And
you must check from now on. To this marriage, and now it's a last dying kick of the ANC. In come 2026, you see, because even those who make X to the ANC, I think now they are crying. They are crying. But I'm saying we're still in the same 30 years we are from.
Yeah.
From 1994.
Yeah.
There's nothing we're going to change.
Just adding 5 years.
Yes.
Just adding another 5 years.
Yes, to that was happening in that 30 years. I can say that to you.
So it's gonna be the more poorer you are, the more poorer you're gonna be. The more richer you are, the more richer you're gonna be. Because John Steenhuisen said in the parliament, Mr. Steenhuisen said the DA in the GNU, they are focusing on uplifting the standards of the economic factors in South Africa, more on economy, because most of the investors have left. So they promised to bring back the investors to South Africa. That's the DA. And then President Cyril Ramaphosa comes and say, GNU is the beginning of a new era. What do you guys say? Bongi? The beginning of a new era. Is it the ending of the old era or the beginning of the new era, according to you, Bongi?
It's a feeling.
Maybe I should
Well,
maybe
it's the beginning of the end.
Can I please explain?
It's the beginning of the new ending era.
Maybe if I can read this, guys. What does GNU mean? Eh? GNU is a broad coalition government consisting of all parties, most majority parties in the legislature, usually formed during the time of war on other national emergencies. So in South Africa currently we have emergencies. We even have a world war, South Africa 1, 2, 3. The only thing that we had, remember, was looting, guys. And we know the cause of the looting. Yeah? After the arrest of the former president of the African National Congress, Mr. Jacob Zuma, that overnight spending in a jail, what happened? Looting. So now comes this, that it explains more specific concerns, like an agreement of saying a resolution. It explains a resolution either in a war in a country or emergency. You understand? So the president, your president, Sibongiwe, Mr. Ramaphosa, said it is the beginning. I like it there. It's the beginning of a new era. And then the MK, Dr. Josh Hlophe, yesterday in the parliament said, this one is, the GNU is just ANC criminals wanting to get credit.
I won't say no.
Yeah.
I won't say no.
And again, to that statement, I think I disagree with that statement.
The beginning of the new era.
Or that one says all parties that was formed during the. That is not a true reflection of the statement. That one, because if you can check, if you speak about a good party, I think you speak about the party that belongs to a certain province.
Yes.
So you don't speak about the party that maybe you can say every province in the South Africa we have that party. So you saying that party they decide to resolve because of that emergency or that was happening. This I think
yes.
The ANC supposed to make sure that they engaged. Make sure they engage and the robust engagement, and they agreed and agree with MK and EFF. I think that one, it was going to change the ANC and it was going to bring back the dignity of the ANC. But now I can say to you that the ANC, they lose it.
And they say, however, there has been an attempt I'm sorry, you can finish.
And the ANC, if you can check, even the alliance, not only those, the alliance, I can say to you the SACP. Solima Paylo last year was reading the statement.
Yeah.
Maybe sooner they will stand for themselves.
Yes.
If you check your COSATU, Abasebenzi,
yes.
What is happening? Last it was Nehau. Yes, who was sending the statement. So the ANC, actually, you can say it is being absorbed by the DA. You now no longer see the ANC in 2026 or 2029. And during this collapse of this, then you see where the people now thinking of that, they must now start thinking of the party that will bring a two-thirds majority and change the constitution of the country. Because now when you speak about the statement of Oosthuizen, yes, they will bring the investors. But those investors, who will benefit on that? Those who will go into benefit, those investors, and the people of the South Africa will remain poor as they are. And you can check even the union. The union now is no longer a union. That will stand for the issue of the abasebenzi.
Yeah.
So you'll see Mkashi will always be the one who benefited in everything that will happen. The DA is therefore to defend their own and to loot the minerals and to do whatever they do. What I can say to you, Bo.
And even the sorry,
Yeah.
even the president of the EFF, they say it. They won't let Phala issue rest.
Yeah.
And it's not only the EFF. Remember Peter Groenewald?
Yeah.
He raised it clear, and he's there, and he raised it clear. Okay. No. That one is still pending.
Yeah.
And it's still pending.
Still there pending.
It's still pending. So now you see, you are the window dresser there.
Yeah.
To raise what you are raising, but again, they are waiting with numbers for you. So it is very interesting. In this era of this government of national unity, it will be interesting South Africa. Like you said, the second South Africa, you will see
the beginning of the new era.
Yes, the ending.
Yeah, guys, they said due to there are many ideological desperate views, these 18 opposition parties are not forming one united opposition to counter the GNU.
Yes, they are not.
They are not
because
forming.
now I wouldn't be forming anything if I can hold your scandals with me and say no, I'm putting it to rest. No,
Yeah.
we're not forming.
Yes.
They are not. Remember, they said something about crime and whatnot. That was said by Ramaphosa.
Yeah.
That's when they came up and said, we are not letting the Phala story
Rest.
to rest.
Yes.
So, Chizi and Newsbosh, we must be worried, guys. Should the South Africans be worried?
They should.
Because
We should. We have to.
according to the
It's a matter
presidential,
of must. Well, if we're not worried, let's come up with a solution.
how
Wabona, when we talk about the GNU, I was expecting to hear solutions.
yeah.
I was expecting
Way
to
forward.
hear solutions. Like, for instance, I was expecting to hear the old mines, the old firms, they're getting reopened, and the plan is. I was expecting that. Not we're not gonna let it rest. And then someone comes, no, you see these boys. Is it about the boys again?
It was more of a debate.
Are we not done yet? So then what's the point of saying we are united if we're going to debate every issue? What's the point?
And
Because the only time I can debate with you is when we are opposed.
Yes.
It's when we are oppositions. I'm not sure if I'm getting it
Yeah,
right.
you're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
So I shouldn't oppose you if we are together in this.
And there wasn't point of orders. There wasn't order there in the parliament.
They told that lady
They told the speaker
you are new.
that you are you.
You are new.
You are you in this field.
yeah, you see, Mpo, to add on statement of Bongi, if today we were waking up to say, Bongi, no. The statement was changed.
Yeah.
The government of national unity. Let us see it in other way.
Yeah.
We see change, and they will bring back the mines, industrialization of whatever, and your SOEs, land without exportation, whatever, and then we wake up to say, Bongi, I think this GNU, we must support this GNU.
Yeah.
But Yusuf says,
Still the same.
this is still the same song in 5 years. It's still the same statement. So it's worrying. That's why he said, she says, we must be worrying as South Africans because we are going to the poverty again.
Yeah.
And then there wasn't enlightenment of more of like last week when in the news they were talking about the NSFAS. That most of students they don't have money for accommodations and meals and everything. Their fees are not paid from the NSFAS. there was nowhere where the president spoke something about the educational upgradation of funds that will be allocated to those kind of students. There was nowhere they touched on agriculture. There was no doing they touched on settlements, you know.
Load shedding.
Load shedding. Suddenly load shedding is gone. Like no factors of load shedding anymore.
But do you think it will come back?
I don't think so. Maybe it will come back after
After?
5 years.
What do you say about load shedding?
Look,
Load shedding.
Mbo, what you are touching with Bongi, it's very worrying.
Yeah.
Because if you can check, yesterday President spoke about the basket.
Yeah.
What is the basket? It's 350. When you spoke about the basket, the people, they will uplift the people with that basket. Which basket? Or now the 350, it will change to voucher. Say maybe go to Spark, this is a basket.
And that basket is going to go back to that list of yours. Yesterday's list.
Bucket list.
Isn't it that the bucket is going to go to those that are important than others? Because not everyone's going to get the bucket.
Yeah. You know, I'm worried about one thing, guys. In South Africa, we are regarded as the richest in minerals and you know, we export actually. And what they do normally, they take our exports products, take them to overseas sells it back to us. How do we as South Africans benefit out of whatever the riches that the son of the source of South Africa had?
Okay, simple terms. I give you a 1 rand.
Yes.
Yeah? The same 1 rand, when you get overseas, it's 19 rand.
$1.
It's equivalent to 19 rand.
And I think now...
So do you have money when you get there?
Will GNU have the power to change that?
No.
Do you guys see GNU changing that so that we use one currency?
I think now what we can say, in the GNU, now it's going to be worse.
Yeah.
Now you'll see the coal day in and out. You'll see the diamond day in and out without fear or favor going out. Because now they will say we bring the investors. Now, that's why I'm saying by the era where we say that we stand ourselves as a black people, I think the South Africa will be dry. Will be dry because of this capitalist state that we are. And I think it will take us another 30 years maybe to change the life of a black person if the black people don't unite against what it is happening. I think it must be lesson 29 May 2024 to the other black people to say, yeah, we can see now we are sold. Actually, we are slaves in our country. We are sold.
So how can the ruling party go into an agreement of a GNU?
Ex-ruling party.
Ex-ruling party. Go into an agreement with the 6 parties into a government national unity. While you leave your 4 million from the MK, you leave most of the figures of the percentages from other parties that they might have had an impact, a very vital role into this government national unity to change South Africa.
Hence I'm saying, Mpo, to say if you can check those percentage and those maybe 4 million of MK and you put it to that one of the ANC, it's 12 million. 12 million. How can you get in the marriage with the DA with the 6 million? You left that one, and that one you are similar with the policies, whatever. This is it shows clear that it was planned to protect the constitution, and we must not shy away that it was planned. Because if you can take that 4 million of MK, let's say you take the vote of EFF, you take the vote of those smaller parties, your ACT or whatever you take, you can manage to make that number, more than that number, you make it with the DA, with these others, you make it. And that one, it will be better for the South Africans. And you're going to say that on the 2029, we are going to be clear that 100% sure that now we say the white out. We are clear now. We stand for the black parties to run our country. But they decide to get in the marriage with, you don't have the same ideology or policies. You're going to fight every day. You're going to fight every day. That house is not safe. That house, it will be in, always every day in a warrant of arrest, protection in this house of GNU. But let's wait and see. You'll see.
That's why it's
And again, I heard that there's going to be by-elections against low-performing municipalities. How true is that?
By-election.
By-election.
We shall see by-election. Mr. Steenhuisen said it that it seems like since they went into a coalition of the GNU, it seems like other parties who are not part of the GNU are so rational politicians. They are, because they're white, so it's against the whites. Even in parliament, they called him a matriculant after Dr. Josh Klope spoke his speech. They said, Mr. Dozi said, from the judge speaking into the house to a matriculant.
You see, Mpo, I can say to you that to reflect back to the statement of Bongi, by election to municipality, DA is in the mission. Let me tell you, that one you can see it in our municipality in Efulu. It can happen. Because if you can check, DA is running Midvan. And if you can check, there's a portion of, I want to make a simple example of the Three Rivers. Those is part of Mfule. That people, they want to be part of Midvan. Due to services, due to
delivery,
and if you can check, due to the scandals and the corruption that is rising in our municipality, what's the space? The GA can make sure that they put this municipality in by election by 2026. They know they are coming. Their parties coming, like your MK. Their parties ready to say that they I can assure that they are able to take this municipality head on. DA, he can make sure that before 2026, take this municipality to by election. That's why I'm saying the DA is in the mission, not in the government of national unity. For they are in the mission, and the ANC will see that in no longer ANC. And you can check the statement of they are arguing those veterans of the ANC, your likes of Lindiwe Sisulu. Listen to the statement from the beginning of proposal of the GNU. Since Lindiwe Sisulu is against that, and he was clear, as Malema was said in the interview of the Clement Manyate, that they will never see themselves going in with the DA. They are water and oil. Lindiwe Sisulu and return again. He said again, the DA is not the right vehicle to drive with because the DA they're not saving the same policies. So how can the you see the secretary contradiction statement? You return again to the same Clement Manyate. You say we decide to take this because we engage with others in Grand Collision. We never agreed upon with other issues. Yes, you know very well you never agreed because of the issue of land, the issue of the change. So you decide to get the change is against the constitution. That in those parties were raising, and they say, come along, ANC, you are accommodated. You see, it is worrying to us South Africans, not only us as we analyze it is here, as me and you, Mpo and Bongi. It is worrying to all of us South Africans. South Africans, now they must start think either way around, because now we are facing the poverty, we are facing
retrenchment,
and what's the pace within a couple of years you can see the protest whatever against, and there were more like now in our municipality they want to put those smart meters. That's where the problem will started. How can you put the smart meter for me but
I'm not working?
How can I go to pay that? That way you see that the people, they will start to retaliate. That's why I'm saying this, the government of national unity, it will never work.
probably it will work somewhere else,
Yeah.
not
Not here.
for South Africa.
Yes, to serve interest of
Serve the
others.
interest of others.
Yes,
Personal interest
of others.
You know, like when you read why the government of national, what is it when you read it?
Yeah.
You spoke about crisis, when we are in
Crisis.
for, like you said, it's, can you read it again?
The GN is a broad coalition government consisting of all parties, most major parties in the legislature, usually formed during a time of war or emergencies.
Okay. Let's say now we are in hunger emergency.
Yeah.
What are they saying? Remember we spoke about land. We spoke, like you even mentioned it, that it wasn't part of the president's what's the
Speech.
Parliamentary
Yes.
speech. Yeah.
So, what is the emergency again? If you can't put land, you can't put poverty, if you can't talk about such things, if you're shying away from them or maybe making a blanket approach towards them, what crisis are we looking at if you're not pointing out bufuma?
Because
You're not calling it a spade.
yeah. Because if we could have focused more on the interviews of the leaders of other parties, they were more indulging more on if we could fight the land without expropriation and that factor.
And again, I heard that Julius Malema was talking about the fees,
Yeah.
the school fees and everything, the tertiary is for the tertiary institutions and everything. Did the president say anything about it? If it was actually, if it's really GNU, did the president say anything about it?
Yeah, Mzansi voice viewers. Yeah, it is GNU. GNU still trending. GNU government national unity still happening. We South Africans are having hope on it. Other people say no, we don't have hope because they didn't speak about us, education, health, us unemployment, people, work, jobs, nothing. It was just a speech. But then, nevertheless, we're still continuing, guys. Before we close it, because our time is not on our side. For a party like IFP,
What about it?
IFP is it has been a long running party from back then, the times of the ANCs. And lately, after the death of the president of the IFP, things were very quiet, and then there was fusions between who's gonna take over the presidency and everything, chief. To making it again to say, we decide also to get into the GNU.
I think if I can reflect back, the IFP was formed by the era whereby the disbandment of the parties. By that era, IFP was formed whereby in the Oare Tambo they go outside. When they return,